Good afternoon, Ben.
Hello.
Hello. We are here. It's movie talk, and we are talking about 1979's movie The Warriors.
Yes,
Yes, from Ben's
yes, we
tone,
are.
we can infer two things. One, he is still unwell, and two, he did not like this film.
Yeah,
Would you like to make your opening statements?
yeah, I would.
There you go.
Um, I think it's a bit messy.
Mm-hmm.
It's rough around the edges.
Mm-hmm.
It's not particularly tight.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But enough about
it
our
was fun.
buttholes.
Yes, it was fun. I liked it. I
Oh, I'm
liked it.
surprised by this.
Yeah, I just like that sort of structure. You know, that sort of Odyssey-like structure.
Hmm.
I liked it.
Fair enough. Um, apparently, Ronald Reagan loved this film.
Did he?
Apparently, made a point of telling
He
one of the
said.
actors.
Huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
just one of
I
his.
say I call bullshit on that.
Yeah, as you may well do. Apparently, it's just one of the factoids that came up.
I think that's one of those moments where there was a lineup and he was told this person was in a film called The Warriors, and he said, "Oh, I love that film, The
He
Warriors." You were
may,
in.
that may well be the case. I was not there to witness the circumstances surrounding why people seem to think that Ronald Reagan loved this film. Um, so anyway, I went into this film having seen it before and knowing that it wasn't overly well received by critics, that it wasn't an overly well made film. But I do
Yeah.
also know, I also went into it knowing that it's achieved a sort of cult status in the years since. Um, I wouldn't have even known it existed if it hadn't been for the 2005 Rockstar game.
Is this your first time watching this then?
No, it's my second time.
Okay,
I knew it was my first time. No, I saw it years ago.
right.
And I enjoyed the game, which is why I watched the film the first time round, years and years and years ago. Um,
Hmm.
and you know, I think that the movie's fine, but the game is better. And as we have discussed many times, I've played a lot of games in my time.
Mm.
And for me, I like to think that I know what I'm talking about when I say a game's good or bad. The game is better than the film. But you know, it's one of these films that stuck with me over the years. It's why it's made it onto the list. It was one of those that I wanted at some point. Went back when I put my list together ages ago. This was on there, and we just only just now got around to it. Um, but yeah, I think it's a film. It doesn't stick the landing necessarily as well as it probably could do, but it's worth thinking about occasionally. So
Okay.
yeah. Anyway, shall we go through the film?
Uh
Yeah. So we open with a shot of the one.
huh. Go ahead.
So we open with a shot of the Wonder Wheel, a famous Coney Island in New York landmark. Before we get the opening credits with a subway train and him arriving at a station, and we meet the characters, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we meet the titular warriors, the various members. We don't get a lot of their names, but we know that they are. These guys are members of what is evidently a gang called the Warriors, and
Mm.
they are going to a meet being hosted by another gang member in another gang called Cyrus of the Gramercy
Mm.
Riffs, I believe it is. Um,
Mm.
and no one's allowed to take any weapons. There's going to be a massive truce. No one's going to take a weapon, and they want to see what's going on because this guy's like
We're
they
having
call him he's the big one.
ourselves. Yes, we're having ourselves a summit,
Yes.
and we did get introduced to some of our characters. There's um, the leader of the Warriors, whose
Yep.
name I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't either.
Dexter's dad plays a chap called Ajax,
Yeah.
who's very sort of aggressive and gung ho and horny.
Yeah. And he doesn't like gay
He,
people by the sound of it.
no,
He
and you've
treats.
got the young,
So go on.
which is weird because they've got a twink
Yep.
called Raphael
Do you mean the
or
Afro guy?
Rembrandt.
Yeah, it's Rembrandt. Yeah.
The guy with the spray can, because he's going to tag. They're going to the Bronx, and we're going to tag some stuff just to let them know that we were here.
Yeah, that's basically his
But
role in it
yes,
all.
and we see lots of other gangs. including some mimes
Yep.
and some other people with baseball bats with face paint and whatever.
They're the Furies.
And they're all, yes, they're all converging
I
to the Bronx.
we do get one of them say a rather telling thing, sort of like a setup thing here. How will we hide
Mm,
if we're wearing our colours? Is the gist of
mm,
what he asks, and it's because they're way out of their territory. They're going to be wearing clothes that
yes.
identify them quite easily as being part of a gang. If shit goes south,
Mm,
what the fuck are they going to do?
yes.
And it's a nice little
Mm,
like going into the film.
mm,
It's very clear that they are going to be fighting their way home. It's like everything I've ever seen about
yes.
it. It's made it clear that that's what the plot of this story is. So it's not like this is a subtle foreshadow. It's someone's at least thinking about the possibility it might go south, which is nice. So,
Mm.
but yeah, and a load of people turn up, don't they?
Yeah, it's massive. They're in this sort of stadium-looking place.
Yeah,
And loads of people are there, and then Cyrus comes out,
yeah.
and he has the audience in the palm of his hand.
Can you dig it? Is a line that has stuck
Gives
with
his
me.
pitch, which is, we've got to. We outnumber the cops.
Yeah, 3 to
We
1.
outnumber the cops. There's like 60,000 of us. There's 40,000 of them. We are thinking small with our own petty little patches and territories and turfs.
Mm.
We ought to expand.
Yeah,
And he's getting the crowd going. So
basically,
that's his pitch.
if we work together,
unites the families and go to war. Yeah.
yeah, we'll take it over one district, one district at a time, and we will own this city. Nothing. We'll even tax the criminals. Even talks about even talks about taxing the bad guys. That's how fucking serious he is about this. Nothing will happen in that city if they work together. Nothing will happen in that city without their say so. And I mean
Yes.
it's not a wrong. It's a clever plan. It makes sense. It works logically, and
Mm.
that is why realistically everyone there, near enough, is so on board with it. They're like, yes, I see the vision of this, and the fact that they've all come in peace there. And I'm not. He points out that you've got gang next to gang, and the assumption is that they would normally rival with each other, based on the fact
Nobody's
that
killing everybody. This is a miracle.
yeah, and if we keep this going, we can do fantastic things for us in this city. And then he gets shot.
Yeah, his sort of argument sort of falls apart, saying that we can all come together because there's at least one guy in there who, on a whim, we like to find out, just because
Yes.
that's the sort of shit he does,
Yep.
shoots him,
Yeah, we see
shoots
this.
him dead, assassinates him.
We see this gun being passed across to a line to this one guy, and he just as everyone's like really at that peak point of well, Cyrus, we will follow you into hell and back for this. He gets shot and probably dies by the look of it. And the leader of the Warriors goes over to presumably help or find out what happened, right? And is then immediately pointed as being responsible for the shooting by the guy who did the shooting. Typical frame job.
Yeah, sorry, my internet went.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he gets shot, and the cops show up.
Yeah, we see
The
them
whole
rolling
thing.
up quietly before the shooting, and then one of the leader of Warriors, like I say, is pointed at and identified by the actual shooter as having killed Cyrus, but one of the other members of the gang has seen who actually did it and is about to get shot just before the police.
He
turn
doesn't
lights
actually
on him.
bring it up.
Hmm?
He never mentions it.
No,
he
he
never
should have.
mentions. I know who. He never says anything. All the stuff with Cyrus is interesting, and his little his pitch is great, but it doesn't mean anything in the long term. It's just a reason to get these characters in this position.
Yeah,
It's your inciting incident for the entire thing, and that's all it is. It means nothing beyond that.
because it does all fall apart very quickly, doesn't it? Well, I will say I would say that he doesn't necessarily mention it because until about 2/3 of the way through the film, they don't realise that's why they're having such a hard time of it.
Okay.
There's a point when they're with the when they're with the women gang, and
The
that's when
Lizzies, the Lizzies.
the Lizzies, yeah, that's when they find out that that's why people are trying to kill them. It's because they think they killed
I
Cyrus.
Well, yeah, but it's just a bit. It's one of the many sloppy
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
things about
but
this
like you wouldn't necessarily
movie. That
you'd say, oh yeah,
the only reason that is in there is so we have a reason that Luther, the guy who actually killed him,
yeah,
wants to get the Warriors gone
yeah, because
because there is a witness and we need to get rid of them,
mm,
but it doesn't actually
no, no, no.
play any other part in this whole thing.
So anyway, yeah, the rest of the gang, the leader of the gang gets taken down pretty damn quickly because he's in the thick of it, and he does some kung fu moves. To be fair, you know, he holds his own for a little while, but it's ridiculously outnumbered. He's got no hope in hell, and everyone else books it. They get the fuck out of there, and Ajax breaks through a fence, and they cut through a graveyard. And we're like, okay, shit, we've got to get home. We need to get the train. We need to get home. And the plan is they don't know if the truce is still happening because of what happened. They need to get back to Coney Island. Anything could hit in between there and the train. If they get split up, they're going to meet at Union Station. Now, if you are a New Yorker, that probably means something to you guys, but to us, it's just the name of a train station. Unless I don't know how well you know the New York metro system. I'm assuming it's just a train station name to you.
It's just a station name.
Yeah. So we find out we get a few cutaways over the course of this film. We get namely to the actual shooter, the gang that Cyrus was in, and a woman on the radio. And at this point, we find out that the guys that were in Cyrus's gang, they want the Warriors found and caught, alive if possible, but dead's fine. And they're going to put the word out, and we get the radio woman, who, in a sort of code which makes sense to us because we're listening to it, talks about boppers and stuff, doesn't she? And you know, these guys on their way home, and let's give them a rough time. And here's a song, you can't run or whatever. And it's basically the word goes out.
Nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide.
Yeah, that's it. The gist is, look, we're coming for you, and everyone look for them and find them and fucking fuck them up. It's the gist.
Yes.
And I like those asides that we get back and forth, like little updates and stuff. Some of them seem a bit cheesy and a bit corny, but it breaks it up a little bit. It's how we know when we've moved on from one act to another, effectively, or one portion of a film to another. And we do see a few of these other gang members as they're setting out to find the Warriors. The one that sticks with me is the Furies, the baseball people, which I consider to be very impractical colours for a gang. Personally, like when it comes to the Warriors, they're wearing a leather waistcoat. Effectively, that's very easy to put on and off. Whereas, how much time do you think it takes for the Furies to put their makeup on?
I don't know. It's sort of when I was looking at all these gangs, I was sort of reminded a lot of Star Trek.
Okay.
Not just because of the face paint looks a little bit like there's a original series episode.
Are you thinking the black and white ones?
It's about racism. Yeah.
Yeah.
But more so, it's like the Planet of the Hat, where each gang has to have its own distinct personality and visual.
Yeah.
Instead of just being a bunch of pugs.
There is, they do make a very distinct look for most of these gangs, and obviously that's for our benefit. But yeah, some of them do look quite impractical and a little bit silly, I would say. They're the kind of gang that you would take the piss out of, not necessarily the gang that you would be fearful of.
Yes.
You know.
Homosexual, dungaree, rollerblade boys.
Or as I call them, the Come On Islands.
Yes.
Yes. I think I made a note of that somewhere, actually. Anyway. Yeah, so they're on their way. They manage... They're stood underneath a train station. One of the subway stations. It's because we're calling it a subway station because it's an overhead route, but we'll you know, they're stood underneath and they're just taking their time. They know the train's going to come, but they don't want to be stuck waiting on the platform for the train. They want to dash to the train when it gets there and then get the hell out. And as they're waiting, they have a busload of gang members that are evidently looking for some sort of trouble. It's not obvious, as I say at this point. Speak very, very it's not obvious to the Warriors that they're the ones being looked for. because again, they presumably haven't heard this radio announcement, and they, as far as they're concerned, they're just trying to get home, and this is the trouble with being so far away from home. And eventually, they make a dash for the train, and the guys in the bus are right behind them, and don't flatten them with this bus, which one would assume would go faster than the average person could run. And as a result, they manage to just get on the train, which leaves as the rival gang's about to get to them. I do feel like one of them should have been ran over, personally. For my own, this is how I feel that scene should have gone. Sort of add to the seriousness of the situation if they lose one of them because they just couldn't run fast enough, But they managed to. They do instead end up with a moment where they're happy, they're celebrating. It means that they're home free. And one of them's like, "We're not. It's not over till we're home." And to evidence that, there's a fire at the station down the way, and they have to get off the train.
It's not an ideal escape route because everybody knows where they're going. They're going back to Coney Island because that's where they're from.
Yep.
They're probably going to take the train, and there's numerous stops along the way.
Yeah.
So just have some guys there waiting for them. But as you say, there's a fire.
Yeah. And they have to get off the train. And one of them does question maybe we should be worried about who set the fire.
Gang's territory. Yeah, they've been deliberately sabotaged, and they run into the orphans.
Yes,
who,
the orphans.
A very small time. Were not invited to this meeting. And the new sort of temporary leader, who clashed a bit with Ajax, and I guess his consigliere type go to negotiate, see if they can pass through.
Yeah, and it goes quite well to start with, all in all.
Yes, they manage it, they sort of say, "Oh yeah, no, we haven't heard of you, but yeah, you're probably really tough." And
our youth worker talks about you all the time. It's like, well, we haven't got one, so they're probably too scared of you.
Yes, they say they can pass through the area. And, everything will be fine. Just don't get into trouble.
Yeah.
And then some, as is usual, some bloody woman ruins everything.
Yes, Mercy is her name.
Yes, she accuses the orphans of being weak.
Yeah.
Specifically their leader.
Yeah.
It's like they should take off their gang colours. The leader is sort of chastened into asking for this.
Yeah.
And the warriors refuse.
It's like
just walk off. And yeah.
It looks as though the orphans are just going to sort of let it happen. She follows the warriors, but they know that she's following them because they ambush her. And Ajax looks a little too into it. A little foreshadowing for later.
Well, they're all rapists.
I don't know if they all are.
Well, the Swan, is it? I don't know. He basically suggests they're all gonna have a go. He's not really that into it because he's got bigger things.
I think it says something about maybe we should run a train on you. Look like you'd even like it, or something like that.
Yes, they are, and there's a bit later on where Ajax gets his comeuppance.
He's very definitely a rapist fella, I would say. The others I'm less sure of.
The issue there isn't for Swan, the leader, isn't that rape is bad. It's that this is a way we need to get going.
Yeah.
We can't be. There's no time for this. Yeah. He doesn't. These are not good people.
No, they're not. They're not good people. The orphans catch up with them whilst they're fucking about with her. And it looks like the orphans are going to get violent, but instead the warriors manage to throw a Molotov, which they happen to have, which explodes a car, and they use that as a distraction to run to the next train.
Well, they don't happen to have a Molotov. They make a Molotov.
Well, they happen to have the stuff to make a Molotov and then nick some of her skirt to make the fuse element of it.
Well, yeah, one of them just has a bottle of alcohol, I guess, which, I mean, makes sense. And a lighter, again, it's not exactly hard to find, this stuff.
No, it's probably your standard fare if you're a 1970s gang member. I just, it's just a thing that they have. They have this Molotov that they've pulled together, and it blows up a car. because back in the 70s, cars were easy to explode with Molotovs. Um, it seems. But yeah, they run to the next station. They drag Mercy with them, and it doesn't look as though they've been followed.
Yeah.
We get a little aside here to Luther and his companions or fellow gang members. They're the rogues. Luther's gang is for rogues, and they reckon they can catch the warriors at 96th Street Station, which again isn't a big deal for us in terms of location names, but they make a point of it being that particular station. We do see that station a fair bit, so they head off there. Whilst the warriors are at what appears to be 96th Street, we hear these footsteps. We're waiting for the train to leave, and oh my god, it's the cops, and there's fucking tons of them.
Yes. They are. One of the things this film does really well is the sense that we are in enemy territory.
Yes.
That this is not safe for us. There's threats around every fucking corner.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long night. And yeah, the cops show up and there's a whole thing.
They end up splitting up.
One of the gang members gets into a fight and ends up rolling onto the train tracks and being run over.
That's Fox. Apparently he was pissing people off whilst they were making a film.
Which nobody ever knows. Nobody knows that. They just assume. I guess they must assume he gets arrested. There is no sort of closure on that character or his relationship with his friend.
Mercy saw it. Maybe she said something. I can't remember.
No, the last she saw was him wrestling with the cop, and he told her to run, so she did.
And then,
and she does say the cops got him.
Yeah. So that's
the cops got him.
That's enough, really, for why they wouldn't necessarily question much more.
Well, yeah, but there's no. They killed off a character. They didn't really do anything with it.
Well, yeah, but they didn't really do anything with the fact that the leader got killed, other than that slight tussle about who should be in charge.
Well, yeah, they should have perhaps done more with that. It's a rough film.
Unless we could always argue that potentially the reason why they haven't is because this is something they do once they've got home, but first they need to focus on getting home and then deal with it.
Yeah, but they don't. But they don't even have a moment.
No, I know, but I'm just, for argument's sake, playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah, but from a writing perspective, because this is a movie and you craft it.
I know, and I'm playing devil's advocate. Just fucking accept it.
Okay, all right.
The others, they end up split into a group of 4 and a group of 3. The group of 4 run to the park, and they're getting chased. They end up finding the Furies there, the baseball fellas, and they leg it. And they end up getting split up into 2 groups, a 2 and a 2, with Ajax in one of them, and he's like, you know what, fuck this, I'm tired of running, which is something he says a few times throughout the course of his film. He's fed up of running. He wants to fight people. He's a violent fella. I think of him as a what's the fella from A Clockwork Orange? Alex. I think of him like Alex from that personally. To me, they're the same style of character, and you know, this is a guy who, as far as he's concerned, he has a solution to the fact that they're being chased and everyone's trying to hunt them down, it seems, and that is to just fight back rather than to run away and, like, as far as he's concerned, a coward. It's not the word he'd use, but it's the gist of it. And we do find out, actually, he's a pretty fucking good fighter. Don't we? He does have one line that I quite enjoy. Do you know what it is from this moment?
I don't know.
I'll shove that bat up your ass and turn you into a popsicle. Which is in a list of, I think it was in the top 50 badass movie quotes or something, apparently, which, you know, along with the likes of I came here to chew bubblegum and kick ass and I'm all out of gum or whatever it is, you know. But yeah, the Warriors end up winning this fight. The other 2 turn up whilst the fight's happening. They pick one off and then they get involved, and it's a rumble, but it's a rumble the Warriors win. The other 3, they end up seeing the Lizzes. Yes,
which is an obvious trap.
Yes, I mean,
and they really fuck it up. The Lizzies.
They really fucking do, don't they?
They could have had this at any moment, and then the moment it all falls apart, and we get a very amusing fight scene.
We it's. I think it's nice that one of the guys, Rembrandt, I think it is sort of he knows something's not right. He's very on alert still, isn't he? Well, so the other two have sort of calmed down and really enjoying the fact that these women seemingly all want them. Um, but yeah, it turns out one of them, Vermin, he is the one who's a bit sweaty and a bit of a laugh, bit of a joker. He apparently they were going to kill him off here, but the guy, the actor, he'd because he was, as far as they're concerned, being funny, they decided to keep him in. They didn't kill him off because they liked the guy. So, it does work, kids. If people like you, they might be less likely to kill you. But yeah, like you say, the women fuck it up a little bit. Do you want to go more into how they fuck it up?
Well, they sort of seducing them at the train station, and it's pretty clear that this is a setup that they're in on this. They want to get him, and they're smooching and dancing, and then one of them locks the door, and Rembrandt notices and calls them out, and one of them pulls a gun out at that point, and one of them's got a knife. They miss with the gun. I think the leader gets punched in the face. One of them gets hit in the face with a chair, which was amusing.
Yeah.
They could have. This was like a slam dunk for them, and they fumbled it.
Yeah, they really fucking did. We fuck's sake, I can't remember what I was going to say now. Yeah, I mean, it would have been so easy to just go a little bit further in the whole seduction thing, and then just stab them whilst they're getting fucked, basically.
Yeah,
like I'm not advocate for murdering people.
Different rooms, yeah.
They had options. They didn't take them. They fucked it. Incidentally, there's only 2 times we see a gun get used in this film, and this is the second time. All the other combat is melee.
Well, 3.
2.
3.
Where's the third?
Right at the end.
No, sorry, hang on. Who uses it at the end?
Luther.
Okay, but
I
misremembered the thing.
Off.
I misremembered the thing. It's only 2 people use guns, and it's Luther and then the woman in the. Yeah, that's it. My apologies. I watched it like 4 days
while
ago.
While this is going on, Ajax and the others are passing. They pass a woman on a bench.
Yes.
In this park in the middle of the night, just sort of chilling, and they take note. But Ajax wants a bit more, and this is where we get the whole thing where the Swan says we don't have time for this, and Ajax refuses and goes to make her acquaintance.
Yeah.
And I was looking at this woman, and I thought, that's Kate Costas from Frasier, and it was.
Oh, well done.
She plays the new station manager for a few episodes who has a relationship with Frasier, and they call each other bad boy and dirty girl.
Oh, I don't need to think of that in Kelsey Grammer's voice.
They make love in the booth.
Why would she call him a dirty girl?
I don't know.
Sorry, obviously it's the other way around, but
Niles was the dirty girl.
Oh my! Why would he watch? He shouldn't be watching. Anyway, yeah.
Maris made him. Yes, he.
There's this moment, isn't there, where look, I don't like this particular scene for a few reasons. Because it's very evident during this that Ajax has full intent to rape her. Right? He's going to do it. That's what he wants.
Well,
to do.
I don't think he much cares if it's rape. He's gonna have sex. He wants to have sex.
Yeah,
with her.
yeah, okay, yeah.
He likes it rough. If she goes along with it, fucking great. If she doesn't, whatever.
Some of the dialogue from them at the point beforehand, I don't like it. I don't like it because there's a bit. Do you want to? She said something along the lines of, "Do you want to show me how you play with the other girls?" or something like that. And then he talks about liking it rough, and in some ways. And again, I don't like this. In some ways, she has invited him to be rough with her.
Are you suggesting this is entrapment?
I'm suggesting that he willfully committed what would be a crime.
I think,
but she has almost encouraged it.
well, let me put it. Well, okay, it's worth revealing that she is a police officer.
Yeah, she's a police
This is a
officer.
sting operation to catch scumbag. She gets the upper hand,
Yeah,
handcuffs him to the bench, whistles about 7 times for a
yeah.
car that is presumably parked a while away,
A few of them
and he
turned up
gets
in the end.
arrested.
There's a whole load of cops by the time
That's the point. This is a setup. She
yeah,
is bait.
yeah,
So I think legally this is entrapment. I don't think the New York Police Department must give a shit as long as they're putting scumbags away.
yeah. And again, Ajax is one of the characters in this film that I firmly believe should not be on the streets. Right. I'm not
No,
saying
he's a
any of
bad
them
person.
of all the people in the gang, he is, I would say, objectively the worst person.
Yeah.
So I don't have any issue with him being locked up. I don't like the way it was done. That's all. That's all. It feels weird.
I kind of like it
Okay.
in a way, just for the world building aspect of it.
Yeah,
Sort
no,
of
that's
the
fair
New
enough.
York City
Mm.
they're presenting. Every fucker's a scumbag. This is sort of war.
Yeah, we
It's
do.
it's this is a very dangerous place.
The fact that the guy in charge, Swan, I think it is. Did you say? I forget. He said something along the lines of he insists that they shouldn't do this, and it is Ajax being stubborn and set in his desire, not thinking about the wider goal here, that has led him to
Mm.
fall into this trap. And this is he's a one-track mind, well, two-track mind throughout the entire film: violence and sex, and that's it. That's all he seems to want to do. He wants to fuck, and he wants to fuck people up. And this is as you say,
Yeah,
his comeuppance for not thinking better about what he's actually doing or what he needs to do.
he's like an animal.
Yeah. So yeah.
No
Anyway,
wonder Dexter turned out the way he did.
I know, right? Yeah. What was I going to say? I forgot where I am on my notes now. Yeah, so they end up regrouping at the station, or a bunch of people. Mercy and Swan, who is the one in charge, they end up running down the train tunnel to escape some cops.
Yes, and
Um,
we get Swan has absolutely no personality whatsoever, really.
no, he's very numb, isn't he?
Um, he is. They don't do an awful lot with him, but Mercy gets a few good moments. The gist of her character, I think, is she does sleep around a bit and tries to live life to the full because she knows that it is inevitable she will end up like all the women in on her street who live in shit places and have like
Yeah,
10 kids and there's cockroaches everywhere. And she's like, I'm gonna live now because I know that's around the corner.
yeah, they're going to enjoy it as best they can. She's going to enjoy it as best she can while she can, basically.
She's yeah, she's a good character, and there's a nice little moment later on where they're on a train with a couple two couples from prom.
Mm, yeah, I am.
She they're looking at each other. They're all dressed up nice and living, and they're probably about the same age, and they've got like they're coming from prom, so they're going to school, and they're normal. She's
Hmm,
covered in grit and dirt and shit, and she like subconsciously goes to adjust her hair.
hmm,
She's feeling self-conscious, and Swan stops her
yeah.
from doing that because she should just embrace what she is,
Hmm.
which I
Um,
like that moment. That's a clever moment.
they whilst they're in the tunnel, they have a little kiss moment, don't they? And I did
It was
in my
sweet.
notes do a Fred Savage and say, "What is this? A kissing movie?"
Yes.
Um, but yeah, we everyone ends up at Union Station
Mm.
eventually. There's a bit of a roundabout way for everyone to get there, but they all end up getting there. And they all end up they realise that they're being followed by another gang, so they end up going to a bathroom because that's what you normally do if you're getting followed by men in a New York train station. I guess is you let them follow you into a bathroom. Ajax wouldn't have had that; he'd have been pissed.
Yeah, Ajax would have said something, but
He,
he's
he
in
he
prison.
throws around the F slur for gay people quite a lot, doesn't he? Um,
Yes.
so yes, he would have most likely thrown that word a few times more. The other gang do follow them. This is the roller skate Dexter's Midnight Runner dungarees gang, and yeah,
Yes.
they get jumped on basically, don't they? The guys are hiding in the stalls. They jump out of stalls just as they're about to start a fight, and start the fight themselves. They get the jump on them.
Yes,
What did you think of his fight?
I thought it was fine.
Yeah, but there's a few silly little bits in it that. What actually no, there's one specific bit about it which caught my attention, and that's that one of the gang members, that's the dungaree guys, is tall enough to see over the top of the stall door,
Yeah,
and he's still blindsided by the fact that everyone jumps out. Like they have this moment where they're waiting outside the doors just before it all kicks off, and he's clearly able to see inside, and he doesn't say, "Oh shit, we're gonna jump us." He just fucking takes it, because he's a very tall guy, one of them. But yeah, no, that got me a little bit. I'd noticed it the first time around. But yeah, they win that fight. We I say clearly going to get on the train to go back to Coney Island. This is presumably the last hurdle for them. We do get another cutaway to Cyrus's gang, and there's a guy there who apparently saw who shot Cyrus.
again, not a great way to resolve that issue,
No.
writing wise.
No.
That here's just another witness. You probably should tie that into the main story somehow. As I say, bit sloppy on the whole. Still kind of fun.
Yeah. We get the prom scene. It was like the prom people scene. And again, I wrote about the juxtaposition between the privileged youth and the gang youth. But it's not even privileged necessarily. It's just not underprivileged.
No, just normal.
Yeah.
Just normal.
This
It's
is
a good scene, and one of them drops a little boutonnet or flowers or whatever
coronet. No, not
as they're leaving.
Corsage.
Yeah, why not?
I think that's what they
And,
are. I think it's
Yeah, and what's his name? Lucy, Swan.
Swan.
He gives her the flowers,
Hmm.
which is nice.
Yeah. He doesn't like to see anything go to waste, I think he says. She asks
That's his
why, and it's like,
argument, yeah.
I don't like seeing anything go to waste. Like all the fucking lives to gang violence.
Yes.
But yeah, so Dawn arrives, and they get back to the station at Coney Island, and Swan does lament the fact that they fought so hard to get back to a shithole. Effectively.
Yes.
This is what we fought to get back to.
They've probably got more guys here though, right? Because they're only allowed to bring 8 or 9.
Yeah,
it's not. Yeah, nine
delegation of 9.
delegates.
Yeah.
So they must have other guys here. This is just like the leading council.
How many members? No, I can't fucking type. Did the Warriors have? Apparently, their gang has 120 members.
Really?
In the first deleted scene, the gang members. Cleon mentions that the gang has 120. However, only 19 are important enough to have nicknames.
Well, they've got a whole bunch of guys.
Yeah.
They're back safe. You'd think.
Yeah. But they're not. Not entirely, because oh my god, it appears that in a car, the rogues are there, and Luther's like,
Yeah.
I mean, that means
Warriors, come out and play.
which is again a very famous line from.
Yeah, I'd heard it before I'd ever heard of this film.
Yeah, it's a apparently it was improvised. He improvised it from maybe not necessarily for words, but at least for presentation of it. The delivery was apparently improvised from someone he knew when he was young. So
It's great.
yeah, it stands out.
Great.
It sounds completely fucking unhinged,
He's
that is evidently what he
fun,
is.
crazy villain.
Because we don't realise just how fucking crazy he is until, as you mentioned earlier, we find out why he shot Cyrus, and it's for the hell of it.
Because yeah, that's
I
just
felt like
that's
it.
just what I do. I do shit like that.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
And yeah, he sells crazy well. So they're out on the beach. The warriors have managed to arm themselves with weapons they found from shit under the pier. So like there's bits of pipe
Under the boardwalk.
Someone's got a fucking bottle that they smash, and Mercy's like, yeah, I can look after myself. I'll fucking fight. I don't care. Go out dying or die trying or something. I don't fucking know. Go out swinging or die trying. Yeah, there we go. But Swan's like, you know what? Let's not get everyone killed here. Let's have a one-on-one fight. Swan versus Luther. Swan pulls out a
Yeah.
knife because he's got a knife, switchblade that we see,
Yeah.
and Luther pulls out his gun
Hmm.
because he's got a fucking gun, as we know already. And just as he's about to get shot, he throws a fucking
He's
knife in his
brought a
hand.
knife to a gunfight.
It literally, yeah. Um, just
Yeah.
just as he's about to get shot, Swan throws the knife into Luther's hand, so he drops the gun. I don't know about you, but I would say that a bullet flies faster than a knife.
Yes.
I would say it would be easier to dodge the knife than it would be to dodge a bullet.
Again, not a particularly tight movie.
No, I feel like this scene sort of tries to invoke some of those one-on-one samurai fights that you get in the oldie films, where
That's what
it's
it's
very
meant to.
stylized, isn't it?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But, nothing really comes of it because the riffs,
yeah, the Gramercy riffs, I think, are
they
they turn
show
up.
up and there's a shit ton of them
Fucking
and they take
loads.
charge.
They got there quick as well, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah. They've probably got a bus
Ah, could be it,
and
yeah. Bothered it off the other fellas from
they
the,
yeah. There's probably a bus driving gang
or
or something.
maybe, very possibly, because there's more. It's daylight now. There's more trains. So you
Maybe.
don't have to wait so long for the trains.
You think they probably have like their own cars,
You'd hope so. They're the biggest gang in the city, apparently. So you'd think they've got
carpooling or
resources.
something.
Might have a
But
private
yeah,
fucking
they show
helicopter
up
for all we know.
and have now been persuaded by this one witness testimony and presumably having overheard the conversation that Cyrus was killed by Luther.
Yes.
And the Warriors are good. Everything's good with the Warriors.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, you
Even
guys are
the
good, real good. It's like, yeah, the
the
best.
best. And we're the rest, I think they say, or something like that, which I didn't quite understand.
I think the idea is they're going to leave the Warriors alone, but hope
Yeah.
maybe still try and everyone else is fucked still, as far as they're concerned. I don't know.
Everything else belongs to, yeah, I guess it's us and you.
We respect you enough to leave you alone, but
Yes.
that's it.
And they part, all the warrior, all the riffers part, and the Warriors walk away, and Luther and his friends are presumably murdered.
Yes, on the beach, which is going to get chalked up to the local gang. I should think, who happen to be called the Warriors. Funny enough, so
I
at least-
don't know. I think the riff trackers, or whatever the fuck they're called, are gonna make it very clear that they were responsible for this.
Maybe,
in
I don't
avenging
fucking know.
their dead leader.
we do get a very Daily Mail moment here with the apology from the radio. It's like, yeah, oh sorry, whoops. Here's a song, and that's it. That's it. There's no like,
Yeah.
oh, we fucked up big time. This is just
Probably,
we got some
that
new
was
info.
probably all you were ever gonna get.
Yeah.
From that is sorry.
Whoopsie daisy. It's not like
We killed your leader, and one of your guys fell under a train, and then another guy got arrested.
yeah. But now one is going to get laid, presumably, so it's all good, I guess.
Yes. So yeah.
And then they, in true, not quite 100% sure how to end this on a black screen ending, they walk down the beach as the credits roll.
You know what I noticed about this film?
What's that?
Awful lot of side swipes, transitions.
Yeah.
It's like the only transition they use is just like side swiping into something.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out if this was like somebody's first.
It was, I think, their first film. Yeah. I think it was a lot of people's first film because they tried to make it so that the actors were newbies as well.
Yeah.
The Warriors. That's directed by
feels
Walter
like,
Hill, who has his filmography. Oh no, he did
one of
others.
his firsts. It seems like it's one of his.
Oh my god, he produced Alien.
Yeah, he did.
Wow. Either way, it's an early film.
It's the third film he directed and like the 10th film he wrote.
Yeah.
But there was another guy involved. He also did Brewster's Millions. He directed Brewster's Millions.
Oh, wow. Yeah. He was
and
involved
he wrote
with...
aspects of the story for Aliens.
And Alien and
Alien 3.
Oh, Alien 3, let's not give him that one. Um, it's amazing though, isn't it? The things that he's been involved with when you consider
Well,
this. You know, some of these are things that I would consider to be fantastic fucking films.
it's no, I like it just needs tightening.
It
Like
does.
Cyrus only exists. This really interesting character. He only exists to die and set off the entire. It's
Yeah,
just an inciting instance. There
yeah.
is nothing. There is nothing more than that to
No.
this. It could have been any number of things. They don't weave it into the rest of the film.
Hmm.
Um,
I will go back to
yeah.
my point right at the start. The game was better than the film. Um, by the time the way the game worked, there's like
Mm,
there's like 20 levels in it, and the first 2/3 of the game are
mm.
meeting with people and how they joined the gang before this big meeting in the film takes place, and then the last third is them trying to get home. So you've had a chance to emotionally connect with these people before they're thrown into a problem, and
It's so
that works
weird
better.
that it came out like 26 years after the film.
Yeah, well, it was Rockstar. They bought the rights to it and fucking made it. And again, it's a damn good film and damn good game. And I mean, I haven't played many Rockstar games I didn't like. They do have a habit of actually doing a good job, you know. But it's from that Xbox One era, where well, the original Xbox era, not even Xbox One, it's just Xbox era, where things are a bit clunky. But that's just how games were back then. But it's a good
Fun
game.
fun fact: the guy who played Cyrus sued the video game, not
Yeah,
Rockstar. They used his voice. I don't know whether that went anywhere. Has he been in
I know he
anything?
died before it got sorted out. I think I've read.
I mean, he
Another
died like
interesting fact: Robert De Niro was offered the role of cowboy.
who the fuck is Cowboy?
He's the one that wears the cowboy hat.
Is he one of the guys?
He's
I
one
don't
of
know
the
who that
warriors.
is.
Yeah, he's one of the warriors. You know that bit where they're in the park and they have a fight with Furies.
Yeah,
Well, Ajax and one other person who is struggling to keep running, so they start the fighting. He's the guy who couldn't keep running.
I see.
Yeah, but he's wearing a cowboy hat. That's how he. They all have one thing that makes them stand out physically compared to everyone else.
Yeah,
And
one of them looks a bit like um, Son of Sam.
yeah,
He looks like David Berkowitz.
you've
He has
got
a Berkowitz quality to him.
you've got Rembrandt with his afro. You've got the
Yes.
guy who's dressed up with like Native American-y sort of stuff as well. You've got they've all,
Yeah.
they're not they are if it wasn't for the fact that they have this one distinguishing feature physically, you wouldn't really be able to tell most of them apart properly.
You sort of yeah. There's enough there that you can sort of say, oh, it's that one.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't
But
necessarily
it's
remember
not.
their names. Cowboys one
It's
was
not a.
easy because of the hat, right? But
Well, I still don't really. I bet he's.
you
Yeah.
if the thing is, if you knew one of them was called Cowboy and you had him in a lineup, you'd be able to say, "Oh, it's probably that one."
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
that's
You.
you know.
It's. It's not a bad film, but it is
Yeah,
a bit rough and messy and needs tightening places.
I
But
will.
I enjoyed watching it.
I'm surprised that you enjoyed it. I thought you were going to hate this film.
No, I to be honest, I thought I was too, but
Yeah, well,
I didn't because as I say, I like those sort of Odyssey type stories
hmm.
where it's we got to get from this place to that place, and this is all the shit that happens in between.
I read a thing that said that the idea of this was more that they were one collective hero rather than individuals.
Yeah,
And I sort of see it, but
I get. Yeah, you're more invested in the warriors getting home rather than
yes,
any
it's not any
any
one
one
person.
member of them
Like
because there's not enough character there.
I don't feel overly invested in any of them as an individual, but I want to see them win still. You know?
Well, I know I watched this on Amazon, and
Yeah,
you've
I did.
mentioned before that Amazon has your trivia points, and
Hmm.
one of them I saw was that it was based on an ancient story about some Greek mercenaries who were trapped in a foreign land.
Hmm.
Hired, yeah, they were hired. An army of Greek mercenaries hired by Cyrus the Younger
Oh,
to
okay.
help him seize the throne of Persia from his brother. I think Cyrus dies unexpectedly, and now they've got to get out of enemy territory.
And it's a very well adapted
This
story in
is
that sense.
yes,
It sums it up perfectly.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, It's something we didn't do last week, but I was hoping
No,
we'd
we
do this
didn't.
year. Did you
Do you
remember
want
as
to
well?
do? Yeah, do you want to do last week's as well?
Okay, so we. I'll tell you what. Let's get this one's done first while we're talking about this film, and then we'll talk about last week's, and then we'll move on to
We'll
next
double
week.
back to Four Weddings. Okay.
Yeah. So we for the very first when we were doing the Princess Bride 2 weeks ago, I introduced a new feature for this, and that is best performance and or worst performance of the film.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that you're going to say that your best performance of the film was the woman who played Mercy.
I think she's the most interesting character. I think Luther, his performance is more fun.
Yeah, I was going to go Luther because of how well he fucking sells it. I think
I think
it all comes down to about
yes.
one line in a way, really. For me, it sums up the madness of that man, and some of it's a bit subtle.
Yeah.
There's a bit, isn't there, when they're selling when they go to he makes a phone call at a small
Who
corner
is he
shop.
talking to?
I
Is that
don't
ever
know.
revealed who he's talking?
I
That's
don't
another problem.
I don't think it is. I think it's
Because
probably just ringing up home.
yeah, I assumed it was like his gang guys back home. And when I watched that scene, I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's gonna come into play. No, never does. Completely pointless.
Yeah, but the woman's like, "Are you going to pay for that?" To the stuff
But
that the guys are
what?
gonna, and he
Does it
does.
say we haven't?
He just says for
We
what.
haven't.
I think it is. It's a shout. It's a, for
Yeah.
what, and it's again. He looks deranged during it, and it's a
I mean, it doesn't blow your tits off, but it's a memorable performance, and it stands out because a lot of the performances are fairly. There's not a great deal to a lot of them
no.
in this. Not really. Cyrus is good because he sort of manages to convey this is somebody different than the usual gang leader fare.
He
This is
has
somebody who,
gravitas.
yes, this is somebody who I mean, like I said before, he's like this is like the one person who could pull off what he's talking about.
Yeah,
Nobody else is ever going to be able to do that. He could have done it. He's like Alexander the fucking Great in this
yeah.
world.
And then
Um,
one madman fucks it up,
yes, yeah,
mm.
uh,
and
which
eventually
sort of
gets his
proves
comeuppance.
which sort of proves the point that this was probably never going to work because there was always going to be some arsehole in the crowd because that's just the sort of people
Yeah,
that get drawn into this sort of life.
I think it's worth noting that we don't see anyone else pull a weapon out once it all goes to shit. Everyone just fucking scarpers,
Yeah, everybody respects the rule,
apart from
but at
him.
the same time, nobody's been checking people as they've come in. I guess maybe it's like a respect thing. Like they'd
Yeah.
probably get a bit pissy if they were being frisked upon entry. Like you don't
Well,
trust
I
us.
suppose not only that, but if you are going to search everyone, if there is someone who does start causing trouble, you've got every other fucker there who is respecting the rules to deal with it, haven't you? It's a sort of
It's
self-policing thing, you would think.
yeah, it's sort of a gesture
But
on
also,
Cyrus's part,
is a
I
perhaps a
guess.
sign of his arrogance in thinking that he is the one and only, as it were.
You can definitely interpret it that way.
Yeah. I hadn't thought about it until we start talking about it now. But the fact that no one
There's
would
stuff
possibly
in,
want to kill me here because this is all for their good, you know.
yeah,
And
yeah.
they
It's
mentioned
just a
it's.
shame.
Sorry, go on.
It's just a shame they never do anything with that character or his ideas or his legacy.
Yeah. The I think we do hear that it's not obviously it's not just these gangs that are there at the meeting. We know
Mm,
about the orphans, but he says there's 9 members from 100 gangs, and across the city there's 100 more. And
yes.
this is a massive fucking undertaking that could genuinely change the shape of. Well, I say New York, potentially America, had it
Possibly,
had
yeah.
it twisted like that.
If
At
it
a
could have
shit.
worked. I mean, given he didn't even manage to finish his fucking pitch before it fell apart, I'm kind of skeptical.
Again, because of one crazy person, and that's all it
Yeah, but
takes.
that's well, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, yeah, we've agreed that Luther then
Yeah.
is probably the best. Is there ever worst performance, or is there too
Um,
many that would fit that criteria?
I I'm tempted to say the guy who plays Swan, but he's not really given an awful lot to do,
It's
is
really
he?
not, is he? It's just a bit of dialogue, a little bit of
It's
fight, and
just
that's
not.
it. It's not.
It's just he's just sort of a generic cool gang guy.
Hmm. One of the where is he? Let me find the Warriors. Uh, yeah, just do that. So we've got No, why is it going? Oh, it's apparently it's on Netflix somewhere. Open image in new tab. There we go. I would say of all of them, I'm going to send you a picture now.
Okay.
It's not all of them, but they are in this picture. The one I'm thinking of
Yeah.
when it comes through. There we go. I would say it's yeah, Cowboys on the left. Look,
Yeah, I suppose that is a cowboy hat, isn't it?
it's I think it's the guy on the right. In the intro stuff where we're talking to them and they're getting it's
Yeah,
just
I
the
remember
delivery
that.
of it just doesn't
There
feel
is one of
right.
them who is certainly more stilted than the
Yeah,
others.
it's yeah, and I think it's him. That's the one I would go with personally as being the weakest performance. But again, and I said this earlier, for most of these people, it was their first film because they wanted to get that.
Acting is hard. Acting is really
Yeah,
hard, and you need a good script, and you need a strong character, and
yeah. It's more
you
to
know,
it than just say look, we'll
you
say
need
words.
you need something to fucking sell.
Yeah,
And she's great as well.
yeah, yeah.
Mercy, her performance is good, but yeah. So do it for Four Weddings?
Yeah, for four weddings, I would say I was torn between my best performances as being
Yeah,
I can't remember the characters' names now, but the guy who
okay.
dies
Gareth,
or his lover.
Matthew.
Yeah, those it's one of those two. I would say is the best one. If I
Well,
had to, I'd
Matthew
say
is
both of them.
Matthew is my favourite
Yeah,
performance of the film.
is it the
Specifically
funeral?
the funeral because
Yeah,
it's like one of my favourite. It's such a fucking great poem. I don't know how familiar you are with that poem with funeral blues. Is it? We'll
some kind.
pack up the stars and chuck out the wind or whatever.
Hmm.
It's great and it's delivered very 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 well.
Yeah.
Um,
No, like I
and
say, it's between him and Gareth are my pick for best performance. I would
and
say.
then worst performance.
Um, see, this is where it's more complicated because I try and forget about the worst bits, especially now it's been
That's
a week since we talked about it. I did want to come back to it myself anyway because we did forget, didn't we?
yeah.
I
Should I do mine?
yeah, go on.
I think Andy McDowell is the worst.
It's not a great performance, is it?
It works for this film
Uh,
because, like I said at the time, it's like they're all the British people are like, gosh, crikey, gosh, and then Carrie's all put together and proper, and it highlights the difference between Americans who are like cool and effortless
mhm.
and British people who are fucking dorks.
Yeah.
It works, but I don't think she's a great actress.
No, it's not. I can't think who else is in there that I didn't really. I wasn't overly keen on. Is it Scarlett? Maybe.
Scarlett, yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, there's something about it's just not
Her
quite.
performance to me is very, very Alice from Vicar of Dibley,
It's not quite that for me, but I see where you're getting it from.
and again, if that's what you're going, if that's the sort of thing you're going for, then perfectly sold it. But it doesn't mean I like it, if that makes sense. It's difficult because
Yeah,
you need to when you say best and worst performance, you need to sort of determine what they were trying to perform as, right? And if she's trying to perform as a daft ditzy, I can't take her seriously. But I'm not 100% sure if I'm supposed to.
I think she's the weakest of the core group, and I feel bad because Charlotte Coleman died very young of like an asthma attack.
Hmm.
Um, I
It,
like
it
her.
doesn't matter what happens to
It's just
people in their lives. If
it's
they're
just
shit at
it's
acting, they're
just
shit at acting.
she's not shit at
No,
acting. It's just
I'm not
it's
saying
just
she is. I'm saying that if they are, they are. That's just how it works. You gotta,
it's just a crowded field,
yeah.
And I think Andy McDowell is the right answer, even though it works. Because
Mm.
it's not a deliberate choice. That's just how she acts.
Well,
She's
yeah.
exactly the same in this as she is in Groundhog Day or something else she's been in.
If there is anything else that anyone could possibly think of. Uh, oh well, shall we pick next week's film then? What are you making me watch?
Well, I did say I had three romantic films,
Okay,
so it only seems fair to do the second one of those. And
go
it's
on.
a biggie.
Okay, hang on.
I don't think you're gonna.
Let me have a think. What could it be? Is it Sleepless in Seattle?
No,
Okay. Is it You've Got Mail?
no,
Is it? Oh, you got to give me one more guess because you know it's free. Is it Misery?
no.
Okay.
You're. I don't think you're gonna like this.
Okay.
Um,
Go on.
this is the longest film we will have watched.
Oh God, it's not Ben Hur, is it? And there's a secret love story I didn't know about in there.
No,
Oh, how long is it?
no.
What is it? Go on, just tell me the fucking name. Let's get it done. Come on.
Um, are you ready, Jordan?
Just fucking
Are you
tell me.
ready? Are you ready to go back to Titanic?
Oh, oh God.
Yes, we're watching James Cameron's epic
You know what?
1997.
Actually, I'm going to tell you now. I do enjoy Titanic the film, but it's such a long film.
It is a long film, and I haven't seen it in a little while, and I think it's probably one of the greatest movies ever made.
Okay, well, I
But
look forward to
I know
disagreeing with
there's
you about
issues
that.
with it. I know there's issues with it, but some of the things it does, I've never seen a film better it,
Okay.
and I'm looking forward to talking about this because if any film was gonna be like the most profitable thing in the fucking world, it was gonna be this.
It's going to take
So
us like 4 hours just to talk about it.
yeah,
Oh,
bye.
bye.